Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you would have told me a year ago or 6 months ago even that I would be standing at Wawa 5 miles from my house at midnight waiting to begin a trip to Arkansas, I would have told you, fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm just sitting around a few minutes waiting on Josh, Shadetree Surgeon, to come up. Just texted me about 15 minutes ago, said he was about 15-20 minutes out, meeting up here. I don't know what motorcycle he's on. I don't think he's bringing the Gold Wing. I'm pretty sure he's bringing one of the Silver Wings, or the Silver Wing, whatever he's got. Two procrastinators on old motorcycles going 1,200 miles one way. What could possibly go wrong?
Awesome.
Oh, everything.
Assholes like this. Why the hell not?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. All right, here we go. Not sure how much recording I'm going to get done in the dark here, but Josh on that Silver Wing, man. I'm actually glad he brought it. I really am. Because when we make it there, I'm not even going to say if. I don't want to jinx it. When we make it there, it's going to be like, look at these motherfuckers, what they're rolling in on, man. We're bringing Florida to Arkansas, and I hope they're ready for it because we're doing it, baby. You know, when I was a kid, oh, that was very country sound. When I was a kid, we used to leave out of East Tennessee, where I'm from, and head down here actually, or to Myrtle Beach or wherever, and we'd leave in the middle of the night. That was my dad's thing. So he'd wake us up, hey, it's time to go, and we'd head out. And I remember sleeping in the back of our Astro van the whole time. I didn't understand how he did it. And then you know, you look at us the way we are right now, we've got opposing schedules here. You know, Josh manages the bar, so there we go, no more lights, baby. So he's an overnight kind of guy in general. I'm not. I have a normie job with a normie schedule, blah, blah, blah. I slept like shit last night, man. I woke up at 3:20 in the morning this morning, which actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I started working. I work from home when I'm not out visiting my properties. And I started working at like 4 o'clock. Sorry, I'm just checking shit. And about 11 o'clock, I asked my boss if I could cut out a little early. He said sure. I went home, finished up a little bit of work. About 1 o'clock, I took a couple Benadryl, knocked the fuck out for about 4.5 hours, and yeah, now it's midnight. Hey, Mike's weather report, 12:13 a.m. Thursday, April 13th. It's dark. That's your weather report. It's fucking dark. Oh man, I'm looking forward to this a whole lot. 73 degrees out though. I have a feeling by the time we get up into Georgia, I'm going to want to get a jacket on. I've been on several long road trips in the past. I did an iron butt. That was, you know, 1,020 miles, 1,030 miles, something like that. 100% by myself. I went to New Orleans and back from here. I went to Tennessee and back from here. You know, I mentioned before that I rode a lot out west. You know, from Phoenix to all kinds of places in the Southwest. But the iron butt ride was my longest. That was my longest ride at one time. So this is probably going to be my longest trip in this span of time. I'm not scared of it. I am a little concerned about, hey, I didn't have any sleep, but I think we might look for some enhancements later. Who knows? But all of these trips that I've done have been by myself. I mean, out west I rode in the club, like I said, so I had people that I rode with, but none of them were for this distance. This is also the first time I'm really sharing this much road with Josh. We've ridden before, but it's been like from the Shane to Burt's and shit, not across multiple states and time zones. So I'm kind of looking forward to that too. Kind of give us a chance to, you know, kind of hang out, get to know each other a little better, grow into one giant Voltron of Florida man. Ah, baby. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good trip. I know it is. Talking to the guys in Discord. This is a Discord meetup. Talking to the guys in Discord, nobody really knows how many people are showing up to this thing. But from our best guesses, we figure it's somewhere between 20 and 40 people. That's a lot more manageable than 400 people at a Forgotten Angels camp out. I'll tell you that right now, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to cut this recording off, man. I'm going to get into my music a little bit. And we'll see you at the first gas stop, probably in 100 miles or so, just to see how everything's holding on. We'll see you then.
If we're not the most Beverly Hillbilly looking motherfuckers out here on the road with our shit all strapped everywhere, bungee cords all every which way.
Hey, I got an excuse for all my stuff strapped, all right? What's your excuse? You got all the room in the world over there.
I had to leave room for my fucking hat. I'm not crushing that thing, man. That thing's brand new.
All right, first gas stop down. Not too bad. There's a big discrepancy between my odometer and his. Mine says 98 miles. His says 102 miles. We look ridiculous on our motorcycles. All strapped up. This thing's holding pretty well. I don't think I wrapped this around the back well enough, honestly. This is the only thing that I feel is really sketch. Alright, let's check this air pressure. Drop down to 17. I like this around 26. I'll put it at 27. Oh man, so funny story. Notice my key is not in here. It might not be all that funny really, just something that I noticed. I get like 2 miles away from the house. I notice this thing's like flapping in the wind and there's no key. I'm like, motherfucker. Sure as shit, man. The little keychain they gave us at Forgotten Angels, held it right here because it's rubber. Nice. Nice. I also bought this quad lock case this week. I upgraded my phone. I bought a new iPhone 13. Takes me a while to upgrade a lot of times, but I'm actually so far 100 miles in, pretty impressed with this thing. All right, let's do it to it, baby. This might be the last stretch that I record on in the dark. I have a feeling it's going to be real pretty coming into sunset. And I don't want to use up all my storage or all my battery on all this night recording. We're getting about 30 miles to the gallon. That was, I did 3.7 gallons there on, we'll say 100 miles. So you do the math. What is that? Somebody do the math for me. I'll probably forget to calculate that math by the time we get somewhere where I can actually calculate it out, which means using the calculator on my phone. I can see what the attraction is to riding through the night down the freeway. There's really not any traffic on the road. I mean, I say that while I'm surrounded by trucks, but that's really it, man. All your overnight truck drivers and 2 motorcycles. I could totally see myself working as a nighttime person, working overnight, sleeping during the day. This would make this type of riding way more comfortable for me, being used to that cycle of awake all night, asleep during the day, yada yada yada. But if you ride all night and ride all day, you don't have to worry about anything. So we're not missing anything, boys. Anyway, like I said, I can't record too much here in the dark because I don't even know what's going to come through, man. So we're going to cut it up right here. We might see you at the next stop. We might wait a couple stops. I don't want to eat it all up. We'll see you down the road.
First stop in the great state of Georgia. We're about 150 miles south of Atlanta. Crossed over, I don't know, about 100 miles ago. I think we're about 300 miles in. I'm not 100% sure because my speedometer or odometer is a little bit behind his. He says he trusts his more while also telling me that his speedometer is bouncing up and down like a pogo stick. So who knows how far we've really gone, but it's been about 300 miles. Feeling great. I see now why people like to ride overnight. There ain't nobody on the road. It's fucking gorgeous out there. Just a bunch of truckers and 2 old motorcycles, so I am totally here for it.
Boys and girls, quick stop for breakfast. Stop number 4, 400 miles in. About to hit up Atlanta. We're about 50 miles south. Had a beautiful sunrise over there, but we kind of missed it on camera because the clouds started rolling in. The way our route is taking us, hey, this is reverse, baby. All right, here we go. It's been a fun trip so far, man. I know I probably mentioned it already. Let me put the visor down. I Probably mentioned it already, man, but riding through the night is not something that I've ever done before. This is the first time I've done it. And, oh, hell yeah. It was really nice in the fact that nobody's really on the road at 3, 4 in the morning. Now is going to be a different story because now it's, 7:40 in the morning and people are heading to work. Look at people's jobs in Atlanta. What a wild idea. I lived in Phoenix for a long time. I've mentioned that before. One of the biggest cities in the country. Not quite as big as Atlanta, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it goes like LA, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Phoenix, Philadelphia, something like that. But that's not for me, man. Tampa's packed, and I complain about that all the time, but it's not Atlanta packed. At least Atlanta built its infrastructure to accommodate some shit like that. Josh jinxing us, talking about how nothing can go wrong. Nothing possible can go wrong. I think we're tempting fate here by making those bold proclamations, those statements of confidence. Because I'll tell you what, man, my luck, I start spouting off some bullshit like that, something's definitely going to happen. Probably something wild, too. Something that you would never imagine, like, how in the fuck did that happen? Oh, man, I don't have the same energy Josh does. I'm going to have to drink some of this Monster because I cracked it open and then... This is why I wanted the modular, baby. Yeah, man, watching Josh do his video shoots, all his energy and might, and I'm like, I wish I had that energy. And I do sometimes. But then again, I also like it when I meet people who watch the channel and they tell me, hey, man, I like how you're just kind of laid back, low key. And that's not for everybody. So, a lot of your vloggers, moto vloggers, whatever, they're really high energy people. Josh is a very high energy person. It's just not me, man. I've tried it in the past. I think when I first started this video on this trip, I was a lot more high energy, and that was just, the excitement. Hey, I'm getting on the road, yeah! Let me tell you about how much I love this gold wing on this trip, though, man. We're not out of the woods. Get it? We're actually in the woods. We're not out of the woods, but this kind of ride, man, this is what the gold wing is made for, my friends. I ride it a lot around town. I take it to Forgotten Angels or over to Burt's, take it down to the Dirty Shame. That's not really what this motorcycle is meant for, and you can feel some of that when you're riding around in a little bit higher population density areas. When you're out here on the road, though, god damn, 80, 85 miles an hour, and you're just going straight. This is it. They designed the Gold Wing for this trip. This trip right here, and other trips maybe. What I will say is that over time, you can tell, 95, I think I remember driving around in 95 on the freeways, and I remember thinking 70, 75 was like going fast. Now keep in mind, in 95, I was 19 years old, so it's not like I was some little kid. I was a kid. That's not a little one. I've never been really little. Anyway, you could tell they designed this gearing to a 65 to 75 mile an hour zone, though. I'll tell you that right now, because we've been cooking at 85 to 90, and it just, it's turning 4,000 RPMs at 90 miles an hour, which isn't high, I guess, but when you redline at 5,500, that's pretty damn close. Like, I feel like at some point, early 2000s, whatever, that's when they started figuring out, you know what, it'd be really good in these motorcycles, a 6th gear. Let's put a 6th gear in there so they can go 85 without feeling like they're whining it out. And if I think I'm stressing this motorcycle out at 85 miles an hour, he definitely is. Because that bike, it's a 500cc. It's got that, I don't know what it's called, man. It's got that, it's not a V-twin. It's kind of like the Moto Guzzi engine, but it's Japanese. So, Moto Tamagotchi? I don't know. If I could make something up. I'm trying to be clever here, but you guys know me. I'm not. Hopefully it's smooth sailing, man. It looks like the route that we're going is going to take us. So we're, like I said, we're a little bit southwest of Atlanta. And we've got a storm cell this way and a storm cell that way. And our route's going to take us like right between them. Just by chance, not any amount of planning conquered that beast, but we're doing it. It looks like we're going to head through Alabama, Birmingham, up Memphis, and then over to Little Rock from there. So I'm pretty excited about it, man, because I talk about loving the South, and yes, when you're riding on the freeway, it's not quite the same as when you get into those little towns, those backcountry roads, the Spanish moss, and all the cute things that make the South, but Even being on the freeway, I can get to see some of these rolling hills and some of these beautiful trees out here. The weather's definitely different than it is in Tampa. I'd give you a weather report, but actually I did. I talked about storm cells. Fuck, sue me, man. I'm giving you what you want. WMBR 1976.5 with your FM dial. There she is, boys. There's downtown Atlanta. Man, I've got a lot of memories of downtown Atlanta, or just Atlanta in general. I've mentioned many times I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. And although it's a city, it's not, it's not really like a major city. If you were going to take a trip as a kid, or as a teenager even, to go to the city, to shop, sporting events, whatever, it was either Nashville or Atlanta. My dad grew up in a small town called Sumter, South Carolina, and he became a Yankees fan. Yankees in the South. Because there was a guy, gosh, I'm probably going to fuck up his name, Bobby Richardson maybe? I'll have to ask him. Who was from Sumter, South Carolina, who played for the Yankees, World Series winning. And he had such a good relationship with all the folks back from his hometown of Sumter that he would even call. Like, he would call the kids. Like, they would all gather around and he would call. This is stories from my dad, And, how exciting is that as a little kid? And, back then, baseball was everything because he didn't have, all the shit we have going on now. There wasn't no Snapchat back in the 60s and shit, but big time Yankees fan. But just by default, he was a baseball fan. So when I grew up as a little kid, I was a baseball fan because my dad introduced me to it. We had baseball cards every year, and we didn't buy full sets, man. We'd buy baseball card packs all the time and try to build the full sets and trade for people. We had the numbers you were missing. If you're my age, you probably remember doing some of that shit, man. I don't know if kids still do that or not. It could still be a thing, and I'm just, I don't know. So we used to come down to Fulton County Stadium back in the day to Braves games. This is back in the day when, we had Dale Murphy and Bob Horner and Terry Price. And yeah, this is going to feed right into what I'm about to say. But somebody told me on one of my videos recently that they appreciated my random thoughts. And here we are, right smack dab in the middle of it. So if you appreciate them, you're going to get a real kick out of this. In the name of battery conservation, I think we're going to turn this off right now.
I met you on a sunny day. Right there you took my breath away. Young and pretty, was it just a dream? The next day you called me up. You told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over and you fell into my arms. Well, I know what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't.
You would not believe how lucky we got, man. We are coming through. So look at these clouds behind me, man. You can tell on the freeway that it has rained through here recently, and there's a little bit of sprinkle. And when you look on the radar for the area, we just missed it, and we're still cutting right through 2 cells. We're about 80 miles from Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know if we're still in Georgia or not. I believe we are. I'm not 100% sure, but man, it's so pretty. And I said that in the helmet too, but it's so pretty through here. Freeway sucks. You're looking at miles and miles of concrete and hundreds of cars, but we're coming through it, baby. I love it. I can't get, I just, how I feel about the South, man. You guys know how I feel about living in the South, riding through it, driving through it, living in it, looking at it, being in it, man. I'm all about it. So I'm a fan of hot dogs, and in fact, if you've watched my shit before, you've seen my trailer park cheesesteaks with my 4 bar-ass hot dogs, 2 craft singles, and canned Hormel chili. Now, is a glizzy only a road hot dog?
I don't know. I initially was like, didn't want to call them that because it sounds weird, but then it grew on me. Like a fungus.
Speaking of growing on you, I got the big fatty, man. Let's see. Let's see if this is any different. I don't know if I can hold this. There we go. We got it. We got it.
That could have been a 2-biter if you tried.
No, I haven't practiced that since prison, man.
Fortune favors the bold, Mikey.
Not bad. Not quite superb, but not bad.
I think Josh got it on his camera. I didn't have my camera running because I was talking to my dad on the phone. But we saw this burnt up tractor trailer back there, man. That thing was burnt all the way down to the ground. Burnt to a crisp, buddy. We immediately crossed into Mississippi right after that, and the roads instantly turned this weird brown, yellow dirt color. We'll call it sepia. Or is it sepia? How do you pronounce that? Sepia. Mississippi's like the state that everything forgot. Hamilton, Alabama. That's a little town that we stopped at back there and had glizzies. Glizzies sounds so dumb. There was some talk last night and early this morning that maybe once we got to Little Rock, we'd evaluate, see how we felt, and then push on to Eureka Springs. But the executive decision has been made that we are stopping in Little Rock. We figure by the time we get to Little Rock, it's going to be about time to wind down. We're both pretty tired. We've been stopping at these 5-star luxury truck stops all day. We get to Mississippi. Josh picks the stabbiest, grabbiest place we could possibly find to stop at. And to make it even better, there's no electricity. The whole place is out of electricity, so we can't get gas. That's right. We're going to go just a few more miles up. We're both pretty low, and we're about 25 miles from Memphis. We talked about it. We don't want to go through Memphis traffic just in case. It's the start of rush hour on low gas. So we're going to get up to the next spot, whatever that is, grab some gas. You know, typically in the South, there's stops like every few miles. You don't have to go very far. Typically, I say, typically. And I remember the first time that my dad and I traveled out to Arizona. We left Yuma, maybe it was Phoenix. I don't know. We left somewhere, and we said, okay, we'll stop. We got a quarter tank of gas. Yeah, we left Phoenix, and we were going up north on I-19 or 17. I don't remember. Whatever the one that goes straight up the middle of Phoenix, but. We said, oh, we'll get gas soon. Quarter of a tank, right? We didn't find another gas station. Oh, man, we were nervous. We turned the air conditioner off. You know, it's all uphill up there. It's going up Ogeon Rim. It's all uphill. We're running out of gas. We turn the air conditioner off, roll the windows down, just to try to save a little bit of fuel. We barely made it, man, because we were used to being in the South where things are just available all the time. Oh, man. I didn't zip. That's okay. I can use the breeze. But I want to tell you what, man. We had one stretch back there. I don't remember which stretch it was, but there was one of them that was pretty long with 0 gas stations. And I'm like, are we going to make it? I mean, we did, clearly, so far. I'm going to tell you what, man. Uncle Bogator, now, I'm not going to brag yet. Not on this one, because who knows what's going to happen. So far, he's doing fine. I mean, we have, probably 400 total miles left to get to where we're going for the weekend. A couple hundred miles left for today. But that's only half the battle. Well, not even half, because once we get there, we're going to ride around the mountains and shit. And we still got to get back. So, Uncle Bogator, I'm really happy with him. But he's very, very comfortable. I shouldn't be surprised, right? I mean, Goldwing. The only thing that's ever bothered me about both my Goldwings, the Voodoo Doodoo and Uncle Bogator, is that, okay, so I like having the mid pegs. I really do, because it helps this thing handle really nicely. Not quite like a sport bike, but it handles really well, you know, for a touring bike. But it puts my feet like so directly below me that my hips start getting cramped up just a little bit. I'm whining, I'm bitching, I'm complaining. But we've been riding a while. 781 miles by my odometer. Josh says that he thinks his odometer is a little more accurate. Oh, there's another gold wing. Hell yeah, brother. I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm surprised and a little let down at the lack of motorcycles out on the road today. Maybe it's because it's Thursday. I don't know. But we passed one road glide, one other Harley Davidson. Oh, we're stopping here? Dude, don't get another Mississippi Staff crab. Ah, there was one right there. Ah, fuck it. I missed it. One road glide, one other Harley Davidson. I don't know what kind it was. And then that, I believe that was a gold wing. You know, riding for 15, oh, I'm sorry. God damn. See, here I am. I'm wrong. Early this morning, oh, there's another one. Okay, well, never mind. Never fucking mind. Here I go, trying to make a point, and I'm getting shown up. Either way, you just figure, let's say 15 hours, right at 800 miles, man, to only see 4, 5 maybe, other motorcycles total for the whole day? For the whole day? That's not, I don't know, man. Just kind of a letdown, man. It's the South. It's like Harley Davidson country, man. You think you'd see these all over the place. So remember back there, actually not too long ago, and I was talking about how sparse the gas seemed to be. Oh, are we lucky? Okay, I'm sweating 50 caliber bullets here, man. My gas light doesn't work. I know that. So kind of nervous. Well, we made it. And I'm glad I got the camera on just in fucking time too. It's cutting it real close. Yeah, Josh called it. He said nothing could ever possibly go wrong on this trip, ever. So I knew we were bound to succeed the moment he made that proclamation. The edict from the man himself that nothing was allowed to go wrong, nor could it.
Probably had another 30.
Let's see. No. Oh, man. All right, let's fill this motherfucker up.
Okay, so after 6 states, 6 states, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and now Arkansas.
What about Missouri?
I don't think we touched, did we touch it?
I'm saying 7 in mine. So
All right,
mine's
7.
one better. No, mine's 7. Yours is 6.
I did 6. I was in the right lane. He was in the left lane. He got Missouri. 6 or 7 states, 18 hours in the saddle, right at 1,000 miles, a little bit under, but right at 1,000 miles on old-ass Hondas.
I think it's more like 1,100 miles. Maybe 13.
I'm pretty sure it was 2,000 miles today in 18
there
hours.
You go, you get it.
We got it, man. Give me all the award. I want all the attention from this. We're finally in Little Rock for the night. We got about 160 miles up to Eureka Springs tomorrow for the Discord meetup. Josh had the great idea to stop here so we could really enjoy the ride up to the mountains tomorrow morning and not miss it in the dark. I'm all about that. Little Rock looks like a lot of southern cities. I mean, rolling hills through the downtown. The buildings are quaint.
Definitely looks like a lot of southern cities. There's a Monte Carlo on fucking Dubs.
So
That's in every southern city.
yeah, that's even too high class for Nebraska Avenue right there. Look at that thing, man. Dude, I bet we look like total assholes in here, like taking turns with our cameras and shit, but
How much you dare me to fucking shut this whole thing?
that would have been.
I could.
Yeah.
We already had some. It's delicious. I didn't know if you knew this, Mike. They invented queso in Little Rock. Little known fact.
It is a very little known fact, and Josh is full of this useless information that he's known.
I've known it for minutes.
Dozens of minutes. This morning, it took me about 20 hours to get mad about this. 100 miles into our trip, Josh was like, "Hey, have you taken a long road trip since you got old?" And then it just hit me like 30 minutes ago. Wait a minute, dude. You're only like 7 years behind me.
No, that's what I meant. I'm old too.
I found this spot called Samantha's. It's got it's a tap house basically and a wood fire grill. Vienna lager, which is not a very popular style in the U.S. really. One of my favorites, but you don't really see them much. We got some proteins coming, some sides coming. I can barely put together coherent sentences, so I'm gonna try this cheese.
Looks like
Okay, here we go.
fucking good.
It's really good. So, little known fact, queso was actually invented in Little Rock, Arkansas. So, that's a whole fucking theme for the whole weekend now. All right, this food. Look at this. So I did end up getting the chicken. Josh got lamb, and let me tell you what, this lamb is probably the sweetest.
It's God's favorite creature, man. You can tell.
Most tender infant sheep I've ever had.
So innocent. It's sacred delicious.
So innocent. This is a fine meal, and I can appreciate Little Rock, Arkansas for not only being the originators of queso, or for introducing me to purple-eyed peas. All right, that's going to wrap this one up, man. It's Saturday, 9 days after we took this trip, and we've been home for about 6 days now from the overall trip. I think I'm going to stretch this one out, either 3 or 4 videos. I'm going to try to keep it into 3 because 4 is just a little bit too much to stretch it out, but I'm going to tell you that was one of my most favorite and memorable rides that I've ever done. We get to Little Rock, hell, even when we get back here, you know, 2,500, 3,000 miles later, whatever it was, I felt like I could just keep going because it was so therapeutic. It was so good. I don't know how many miles it was, actually. I really don't, because I think my odometer was a little bit off on the low side. We did 980 miles according to my odometer. You know, that means, gosh, we might have been at 1,020, something like that. I'm not really sure how many miles. It doesn't really matter. You might say, oh, Mike, well, your title is misleading because it wasn't really an iron butt. Look, man, I could have ridden, we got there in 18 hours. I could have ridden down the road for 10 miles and come back and called it good, but I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, man. It's not like we were pulling the receipts and keeping a logbook anyway. So, as far as I'm concerned, we did 1,000 miles. That's good enough for me. I do appreciate you coming along on this one, like always, and until next time, we'll see you later.